Hello everyone, welcome to Beaver's Hobby channel. In this video we're gonna take a quick look at the new offering from WLtoys, which is the 284010. This is basically the updated version of the K989 and the truck version I have here, which is the previously updated version. Oh, by the way, this one is sent to me by Banggood. So as always, if you are interested, the link is in the description below. So this is the 2 batteries version, so I guess we're gonna see another battery somewhere. Here's another battery. Still K989, still looks pretty nice, but we have light buckets. And there it is pretty bright actually. Here's the manual. Inside we have smaller pinion gear. These are for the motor. And another gear included with the kit is this 2070 spur gear. So this one is going to replace the big gear here. Here we have the transmitter. Obviously this model after the Noble NB4, which is quite a comfortable transmitter. If you can see this lever, that you can use it to control the car with one hand, which is pretty neat. The battery, it needs 4 AAA batteries now. And here's the function of the transmitter. You have steering trim. You have to trim this to make it go forward, to make it go straight, like so. And next, the throttle trim. Oh, okay. They mislabeled this. It is not a throttle trim, it is a throttle dual rate, but they write for a trim for some reason. So we can turn the knob up and down to limit the speed. Well, next question is this still the same protocol as the previous version? So let's take a look if it works with this transmitter. So we have to turn that on. Yes, it is still the same protocol. It's still the XK protocol. You know what, the first time I saw this on the website, it doesn't look that good, but in person it looks quite nice. So it uses JSTSH. This has 1mm pitch pins on it, and it has a roof rack to hold all the wiring. And the all-in-one unit, you're gonna see that they hot glued everything down here. The servo is 3-wire, but it has a JSTSH plug. It is going to need some modification if you want to install gyro on this car. Oh, by the way, the plug is standard JST RCY plug, which is pretty nice actually. Wiggle, wiggle. Right there. So the body is off. Now, right, okay, so first impression. The differential is very smooth this time, which is really nice. Right, it is really nice. And yeah, the drivetrain doesn't seem to be sticky. It continues to roll after I push it. Normally it's gonna stop dead after I push it. So it is a very, very big improvement. The shocks seems to be pretty smooth as well, so this might be the first time you can play it out of the box without having to fix anything. still not the smoothest, but it is going to wear in after some time, so I don't think you're gonna need to fix the drivetrain. Before we go in, you're gonna see that the arms are different than the previous versions as well. The upper arms are thicker than the previous version, so this is gonna help. It's gonna be more durable than the older version. And at the back as well, so this is a new one and this is the old one. This is the obvious difference. You're gonna see that the prop shaft, the center shaft, is way thicker than the previous version. Okay, the previous version has 2mm prop shaft. So the new one has 3mm prop shaft, which is, well, it's not going to do anything if I'm honest, because I've never seen a 2mm prop shaft bend or broke before. Not sure why they do this, but yeah, it's an improvement, alright? Yeah, you have beefier drivetrain and that helps sometimes. So that's quite a good change. And here we have inside the gearbox. So the arm is a little bit sticky. Again, this can wear in. Right now I'm not gonna do anything because I like it how it is. A little bit sticky, but again, it's gonna wear in and it doesn't have any horizontal movement like that. So that's really good. Moving on to the drivetrain. Now this is a great upgrade. As you can see, this is metal gear. I have been saying this for I don't remember how long, that they need to improve these prop shaft gears. They need to make them metal, because this is the thing that wear out the most in this car. And finally they make it metal. It has pretty good tolerance, so it has pretty good mesh between the gears as well. It has a little bit of play, which is what we need. If you take a closer look at the differential, you'll see that the outdrive or the drive cup is way thicker and more durable than the previous version. The bearing is also different. Now it has smaller outer diameter, but larger inner diameter, which means the gearbox is also different now. Even though the room inside the gearbox is the same, the mini Z differential won't fit because the bearing slot is now different, unless you can find the bearings with 6mm inner diameter, 9.5mm outer diameter, and 3mm thick, which means you cannot upgrade this car with front one-way to make it a drift car. So the older version, the 284131, is still a better choice if you want an all-wheel drive drift car, unless they also make this change to the truck and I didn't know about it. And if we zoom in to the motor mount, you're gonna see that the slot is actually the long slot, so you can move the motor in or out a little bit to set the gear mesh. Well, I have already come this far, so I'm gonna show you how to remove this gear. Here I have a gear puller. Put this one in there. Now turn this up, put the supporter in, slide this in, and then line the pin up to the shaft, like so. Then now we're gonna have to push the shaft out by turning this screw, and now we can push it out. Like that. Even though the shaft is 3mm, the bit that goes onto the gear is smaller. So we have like a flat part that secure the gears in. So we have 1.3 at the flat and 1.6 at the round. So the shaft is actually 1.6 millimeter. So this might be easier if you drift this car and you want to do the CS mod, because you can find a pinion gear with 0.5 mod pitch, and then with 1.5 millimeter hole, and put it in there just like that to have okay, not at the front but at the back, and you can have a CS mod. All you have to do is to modify the differential to accommodate a bigger gear, and that's pretty much it. So to remove the motor gear, you're gonna need a similar tactic as the prop shaft pinion. However, it is really difficult because this one doesn't go in there. So you're gonna find some way to probably heat this up and push it out. But again, if you heat this up too much, it's gonna melt the motor mount. That's quite strange because they give us many gears to play with. But there is no way, no non-destructive way to pull this out. Here I have a disposable flathead screwdriver, so let's see if I can push it out. Oh god, it's really difficult, it's really tight. Okay, I'm gonna break the screwdriver, as you can see here. Yep, it is not coming out. Okay, so let's take the servo out, and as always, because I want this car to have really good, to have very tight steering angle, so we're gonna move this ball up to the upper hole. And this new version has small holes, both upper and lower holes, so we can just remove that and put it on the upper hole without any modification. So this is another improvement. Actually, this is the revert to the original version. For some reason, the truck version has a bigger upper hole, so we're gonna have to fill that hole before we can move the ball up. But this one doesn't. You can just do it right out of the box. And there are also screws at the lower arms, so the knuckles don't pop out that easy. Not that they popped out anyway, but it is quite nice to have a little bit of more security to the construction. And to sum it up, what's the pros and the cons of this car? Well, the pros first. First, we have the improved upper arms. So it is going to be a little bit more durable and easier to mod because you can cut the cross section of the upper arms and insert the screw in without it is being as brittle as the previous version. And next we have the servo horn with working screw holes on both the bottom and the top. So you can move the ball head up one step and have a tighter steering. And next we have the most significant upgrade of all, which is the metal prop shaft pinions, which is going to last a lifetime, I presume. Next we have smoother differentials, and they actually work this time. So you have working differential out of the box without having to fix anything. And again, we also have smoother drivetrain, so you don't really have to fix anything. You can take it out of the box, charge the battery, and then play without having to tinker with anything. And the car is going to wear in over time, and that's basically it. So what's the con of this car? First, we have the motor pinion, which is really difficult to remove. And then it cannot extend the wheelbase to 102mm anymore because there is no part for that. So if you are going to use it as a 98mm wheelbase, it is perfect. As I said earlier, you can just open the box and then charge the battery and off you go. And that's it for this video. Thanks for watching and see you again next time.